What's up, Monet Gang? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, don't forget to go down there right now and subscribe because we're on the road to 2,000.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place, cause the love you give, you can't.
Y'all, so as you can already tell by the title, you know what this video is. This is a video I've been procrastinating to make, but I finally am coming to you guys with this video. This will be how I started my wig business, plus a tour of my store. So I just want to give a little background. In August 2020, I got my first storefront, and that was downstairs from where I'm currently am now. And when I say storefront, I literally mean like it was a storefront on a main road, glass windows. If I could find some old footage, I'll incorporate it into here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, like it was very, very nice. But when August 2021 came around, I decided that I didn't want such a big space, because it was just like a flat layout and just space. Like it was just space like a storefront should be, right? But I was more so wanting my business to be centered around it. Like from having a storefront experience, I wanted to change it to basically being a pickup site, and me being able to be in the comfort of myself and be able to work on orders by myself and not have like foot traffic, people coming in and out. Like I also didn't really like that aspect of it, like people just walking by, able to come in, look at it. I mean, that's nice, but to me, I'm so introverted and big on my own space that it just didn't suit me, basically. So in August, I decided, because my where my building is, there's multiple like units. So like there's the storefronts at the bottom, and then there's spaces up here, which I'll show you guys. Like it's a few rooms up here. So I asked them like, hey, could I since my lease was up, I was, of course I was going to renew it, but I was like, could I move upstairs? Because I felt like that would be more beneficial to me. But I'm not about to talk about all of this in the beginning. We're just going to move on to the tour, and then I'll sit down with you guys and explain everything. So I'll see you guys in the tour. Okay, you guys, so as you just see, we walked through the door, and now we're in the main area, waiting area, checkout area, whatever. So first I want to start over here. Over here is my register. You see I have the printer, I have the square like network thing that has the iPad in it, plus the my cash register. So this, and I'm never over here. So yeah, like I'm never here. Like since I moved upstairs, I'm never here because most of my orders come from online now. And then we have the sitting area, basically where no one sits unless like I'm still working on an order for my customer. But we have this, and then we have some pictures of me up here. As you can see, the theme matches like my boxes. As you can see, that's one of my boxes. And then here's more seating. Me and my friend had put this brick wallpaper up, and I just loved it. Here's another picture of me, of course with my wigs on. And this is the sitting area. This is my business license. This is just some candy drawers or whatever. Here's how this looks from this angle. My sign is up. Just a small little checkout area. The wig room. So basically this room is for my customers to be able to try on wigs. If I do have a customer who wants to put their wig on or whatever, this is what this area is for. I have two sitting areas, a mirror and a chair. One over here as well. One of my products on display, which is my bonnet, and the edge wrap is on in the front, as you can see. These is where I display my wigs, like when I make my wigs, so they have somewhere to sit. I made this display area. And then over here, when I have bundles and stuff, I usually hang them up right here. These are some wig bags. This sign slide up, of course. And here's storage. I'm not going to open it because like there's a lot of stuff in there. But this is the wig room. Next room. Next is my picture room. As y'all can see me. Hey y'all. y'all, but this is my picture room. So if you follow my hair page on Instagram, you always see this background in the pictures of my wigs. So this is where I take it. This is my wig stand right here. I actually need to like take these down and like make them even. I don't know what my brain was thinking like when I did it like that, but until I'm not lazy enough, I mean, yeah, like basically when I get the energy to, I'll fix that. But this is this area. Here is my light that helps me take the pictures and whatnot, and here's just a plant over here on this side. So this is this room. It's a nice size room. Next is where my sanctuary is, my wig room. So this is the wig room. I want to start over here. Over here is basically where the magic happens with styling the wigs. And y'all, I'm sorry if y'all can hear the cars outside, but this is where the magic happens, where I style the wigs. As y'all can see, some of my heat tools already there. Any other stuff that I need are in these drawers. So yeah, all of this is here. And then here is like my developers and bleach. Most of that stuff is at home because I don't wash the wigs here. I wash them at home actually. But yeah, these bins just have miscellaneous stuff in there that I like might need here and there or whatever. Some hair dyes, some bleach, the bleaching equipment. Yeah, so basically this is what this area is for. I'll bring my wig stand in here and then put the wig head on there and get to work. This is where I hang the wigs when I have wigs to do. Once they're washed and stuff, I let them air dry on this rack. So that's what that is for. And trash can. And then here are some canvas block heads. These is what I use, of course, to make my wigs. As y'all can see, I be using them for real. So this is a 21 size head, 23 size head, and 22. So small, large, medium, or small, medium, large. Medium is used the most. Yeah, so that's what that is. And then down here we have my elastic bands, which makes my wigs glueless. And then we have my wig tags that I put on the wig once, you know, I'm making them and stuff. This is my sewing machine area, as y'all can see. So most of the time I'm over here when I'm making a wig from scratch, which is mostly my custom orders. So this is my sewing machine, my sit-in, as y'all can see, a little messed up, but and then I have all the supplies I need in here. It's a bit messy, but I have all the supplies I need in here to make the wigs. And then you come, whoo, I almost tripped over my trash can. Then you come over here. I don't know why it's not okay. Then we come over here, and this is basically storage. So that is some shipping stuff that I use for shipping, like thank you cards, business cards, stuff like that. This usually has my melt bands in there, but I have to restock on my melt bands. These are my wig bags. These is what I like put the wigs in once I'm putting them in the box. These are also some, this is also some stuff. So this is hair nets, like those big hair nets you see on wigs. These are some wig caps that I put in every wig order. Some brushes, some bags for like when customers come here. So that's why I have so many. Since I moved upstairs, I don't really have customers come directly to me. I'm usually shipping, and here are some shipping bags to ship the products in. Also have some bonnet. You know, and every order gets a bonnet or a melt band when I order some more. And then these are just some stuff. I don't really promote them. I'm trying to learn how to focus on one thing at a time so that when I do launch stuff, like, it's able to really get the sales it deserves. You know, it's a lot I'm working on, but we'll get into that later. And then here are my shipping boxes. I had just got this in, so I haven't like put them together yet, but this is my shipping boxes. I'll show you guys, but like I'll put this together for the sit down part of the video. And then here you have like basically my little office space. So this says today will be awesome, or it could say out of office. Ain't nobody in here to even see it, but I just thought it was cute and it was pink. But this is my little office space, and right now I'm working on my my taxes, so I'm getting all my taxes information set up for my lady. This says 2020, but I'm looking at it for reference so I know which documents to put in here for this. And then here's my sitting, you know, my chair, nice and cute, pink. So yeah, y'all, that is the tour of my office space. Well, I consider this whole thing a suite, so that is the tour of my suite. It's a lot more that I need to add, but I just wanted to get this video out. Like, I want to add some wallpaper in here and spruce it up a little bit, but for the most part, this is how it's looking, and it's just the perfect amount of space for me. I love the privacy. It's perfect for me. This is what I needed, and I'm happy I have it. So now, if you want to watch past this part and see how I started my wig business, continue watching. If you made it this far, then you know that this part we're going to start discussing how I started my business. So first, I just want to start off by saying I want to start with how I found interest, when I found interest. So for reference, I'm 22 years old. So when I was 17, I decided that I wanted to go natural because my hair, it just seemed like it wouldn't grow. So I was doing all this research to figure out how to get my hair to grow. I'll insert pictures if I can find them of, like, you know, that type of stuff as well. But basically, I just was researching, then I came across being natural. So, you know, with being natural, you're not allowed to put heat in your hair. You're just not allowed to do a lot of stuff with being natural. You just basically have to focus on, one, if your hair is already damaged, growing that out. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not comfortable with doing like a big chop just straight away. I'm not comfortable with that. So I just let my hair grow out first, and then once I reach 18 months of going natural, I cut it off. But let's rewind back a little bit. So after I figured out what natural was about and stuff, I was like, okay, well, definitely I can't like wear my hair out like it is while it's growing. I cannot wear my hair out like that. So I came across wigs. So that sparked my interest in wigs. Like literally, y'all, I never wore a wig or thought about wearing a wig before going natural. I was very much a sewing girl, but as I know now, sewing was very damaging for my hair, especially the leave out. So I started having an interest in wigs when I was 17. So I then bought bundles and I made my first wig. And when I made that first wig, I was so happy I wore it, y'all. But that wig was messed up, let me tell y'all. It was like I plucked too much in the middle, so the middle was balding like crazy. Like it was a disaster, but it was my first wig and I was very proud of myself. So, and I never had the thought like, oh, I would make this into a business. Like I literally never had that thought. And then I went to college. Okay, sorry y'all, we're back. I think I ended off with me not, okay, so I ended off with me not knowing that, me not knowing that this would be something that I would really do with my life. Like I really didn't think, like I didn't think that's what I was going to do with it. So when I got to college, like I was still saying, because 17, that was my senior year of high school. So when I got to college, I was still just making them for myself. Yeah, I was still just making them for myself. I had probably about 2 to 3 wigs, and I wore those my whole college, because you know, college students, we you know, so I had to make it work. And people would ask me, and I'm just like, like no, like I don't really know what I'm doing, whatever. Like basically I'm just having fun with it. I don't want to mess nothing up. Like I don't want to take it serious. But who would I be to know that I would take it serious and this would blossom into something like this? I'm getting emotional and I don't know why, but so let's so then I want to say, when I really started from the amount of inquiries I was getting from people, I want to say I really started my sophomore year. And it was like orders here and there, because like I said, I was in college. So So yeah, so I was in college. So you know, a lot of college students, we don't have money like that. So I think I was selling my wigs at the time for like dirt cheap. I probably was only making like a $30 profit, and then I think I was making wigs for people for only like $50, like, you know. But I also didn't know much about the industry, and I didn't know how to charge my worth. I'm probably still a little bit struggling with that. So I want to say my sophomore year, which is when I was 18. No, I was 18 going on 19, or I was 19 at this time. Yeah, I was 19. I guess is when I really started, but it was still like for fun on the side. I wasn't really making any money from it. It was basically little pocket money to have while I was in college. So then fast forward my junior year, it was basically the same thing. I was making the wigs, but it wasn't for nothing astronomical. But at this point, this is when I started to install them on people's heads. So I was put in the because I was working with like closure wigs, frontal wigs and stuff. I was installing them on people's head, but then I came to realize, not anything that happened, but like I just came to realize I don't like the installation thing. And then you also learn about legality stuff. I learned that, like, you know, you have to be licensed, and I would just hear horror stories about people, like, you know, about the board coming. I was just like, yeah, let me just cut that part out, because what I'm doing, I don't need a license for. Making wigs, you don't need a license for that. When you start touching another human's head, that's when, you know, some licensing needs to come. My junior year, COVID hit. So that last semester of my junior year, COVID had hit, and they sent us home, and, you know, classes became virtual and all of that. So when that happened, I was like, I could really get into my creative process with my business. So since I didn't have a lot of money, or, you know, enough money to buy hair, what I did was I found a cheaper alternative. So I started selling bonnets. So I launched my bonnets, I want to say in April or May, probably May, somewhere in that area. I had launched like my bonnets, and it was real anticipated. I made, I want to say, probably like 10 sales on my first day. Like, I was doing really good with that. Like, that marketing aspect, I really did a good job, because I took some time to make my website. So I had a website and everything before I launched the bonnets. It was no longer a DM to purchase. And let me say, previously, that's how I was getting wig orders. It was more so like a DM to purchase. And I appreciate the customers who, you know, I got sales from while doing the DM to purchase, because I know now, like, people will look at you like, that's a little, you know, a little sketchy, like, you know. But I appreciate the customers who did, and I'm a very honest person, so I think that gave off. And I had a lot of repeating customers at that time with what I thought I knew I was doing. Anyways, and once after I realized, like, oh, this could really be something, that's when I had decided, okay, let me get my LLC and EIN number, because I want it to be legit. I will say though, do not get your EIN, don't get your LLC if you're not going to take it serious, because once you get that paperwork, you need to start paying taxes, and a lot of people are not savvy on that. Thankfully, my parents have like their own business and stuff, so they have a tax person, and I go to her for like all my questions. She files my taxes for me. She teaches me what taxes like I could file by myself. She teaches me all of that, and, you know, I do it. And she also is the one who did my LLC and EIN number. So once I got all of that, I really felt like, oh my goodness, you know. And so that's when I got that. Then fast forward to, like, I want to say June. So in June, my stepmom already had a store called the Community Consignment Boutique. So she already had a storefront, and I was working there. That's where, like, another source of my income was coming from me working there part-time. Like, I would work there a few days out the week. Me and my sister would alternate. So then it was just like, you know, it like, basically we all came to an agreement, like, it did not need to be anymore. Like, it wasn't fun for me and my sister. I think my stepmom like began to lose interest in it as well, so she decided, like, she's gonna close it down. So we closed that down, and the landlord was like, oh, like, is there anything else we could do, or you could think of anybody that we could put in there, let me know. So my stepmom came up with the idea to like be like, because she saw how hard I was working at my business, A.Monet Collection. She saw how hard I was working for that business, and she saw how passionate I was, that she was like, what if we make it your storefront? And y'all, when I tell y'all, like, my jaw dropped to the ground, because I'm like, how am I how am I going to run a storefront? How like, how? That's the only thing. And I was so scared at first. I told her no. I'm like, I'm not ready for that. At the time, my Instagram only had probably like 400 followers. I didn't really have like no big following, no nothing. I'm like, nobody knows who I am. How am I going to open up a storefront? Like, how am I going to make sales? How am I going to be able to keep anything? But you know, I believe in God. I walk by faith, not by sight. And he told me that that was meant, so we did it. And my stepmom and my dad, like, they bought all my inventory. A lot of the stuff that y'all see here, including like this desk and stuff, she bought all of the furniture it needed to go in there. We got new flooring. Like, she did everything, and I don't know how I could pay her back for that. Like, she saw my vision and she made it come to life. And I don't want to sit here and make it seem like it's so easy, because it's literally not. But I'm not going to go too deep into, you know, all the logistics behind it. But basically, my grand opening for my first store was August 1st, 2020. So that's when I first opened the storefront. And y'all, at first it was good, and then it began to pick up. And then, you know, but COVID was still playing a role in some things. But I was doing good. I was really up at one point, but like I said, COVID hit, and then prices went up for hair. So the prices I was charging before, I couldn't charge that. Like, I had to increase, or I wasn't going to make any money. So I increased my prices, but I would do it in increments. So I would increase it a few months, increase it again another few months. And looking back on it, that is probably what hindered me in some ways. But also COVID, like, I opened in the peak of COVID, so that was one thing. But like I said, I was making good sales, but I also didn't. It was also a lot of stuff that came into play later that did not factor into the money that was being made. So I'm like, oh, I could do some more stuff with this. So then that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to put myself on payroll, because that helps with paying federal taxes, like those taxes. That helps with that. So I put myself on payroll. Everything was peachy keen. I would run stuff by my parent, but I wouldn't go into depth, because they have businesses of their own that they have to focus on. So basically, YouTube was my best friend, and help from the tax professional, she was also like a major part in me understanding some of the stuff that I was doing. But some stuff I didn't always run past, which I wish I would have. So let's say April of 2021 is when I put myself on payroll, and that was smooth. But then, y'all, I forgot, like, oh girl, you about to graduate college. I was in my senior year at this time, so I'm like, you're about to graduate college, like, life is about to get real. I'm like, oh, I want my own apartment, I want to do this, I want to do that. So I did all of that with my best friend. So we live together currently, but we're about to, you know, our lease is going to be up soon, so we're going to get our own places. But I did that. And you know, when bills, the little bit of bills that I did have, including like rent, and then all the bills that come with having an apartment and stuff like that, and paying the rent, it's just a lot hit at one time, and everything was like boom, 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 boom. So this is what I want to say. It's probably where the rough patch actually set in. So, and I'm still learning. I'm kind of still in that rough patch, but one thing I always do is keep faith. I walk by faith and not by sight, because I know that I did not make it this far for me to fold under pressure, because that's basically what I'm under pressure right now. And I didn't make it this far for me to fold under pressure. That's not, I can't just throw it all away, even though right now it's very stressful. Like right now I'm probably going through one of the toughest times, but I still smile through it. I do what I have to do, and I just believe like it's going to work out, because this is this is what I do. Once I graduated, I didn't go and get a job. I didn't do all of that, and like I said, some of those things could have been mistakes, like, but I don't regret anything. My degree is there. If I wanted to, I could get a job with my degree and stuff. But basically that is my story, and I just want to explain, like, don't jump into something like this if you're not fully prepared with everything that may come with it, because it's not easy. Like, it's not easy at all. And then it's very hard when you probably start comparing yourself to other people's success who do the same thing as you or as me. And I follow a lot of wig makers, and I see how successful they are, but instead of trying to compare myself and like put myself down for where I'm lacking, I just look at them more so and be motivated. Like, at one point they were where I was at, and now they're, you know, like, they could look back and be like, wow, you know, I want to do the same thing. I can already look back at it like, wow. And then another YouTuber I follow, Kyla Shay, she also said in one of her videos, like, you have to live in the now, because our generation, we get wrapped up in what the next person is doing and how they're doing it and how they're living so lavish and seeing all of this like luxury, and you look at yourself like, dang, what am I doing wrong? But you're not doing anything wrong. You're following the path that, whatever your faith is, my faith is, you know, I believe in God. So whatever God has set for you is meant for you, and nothing can take that away. You just really have to follow directions, basically. So even though, like, it may, to me, I beat myself up a lot, and I have to stop doing that. Like, I do beat myself up, but then not realize, like, look back, and that's why I think I started getting emotional towards the beginning of this video, because I don't really give myself a chance to smell the flowers. I don't really look back and be like, wow, like, you came from that and now you're here. Like, look how far you've come. It's hard. When a major thing that's at stake is like sales, you see other people getting sales every day, and you're like, wow, I'm not getting sales. Like, I'm trying to market, why isn't my marketing working? You know, it's a lot of stuff like that plays a role into beating yourself up and wanting to quit, because the devil is always on your shoulder, believe that. But you also gotta have faith that you will make it out, and that's basically what I do. I have faith that I'll make it out, and I'll continue to hit every level that I'm supposed to hit until I'm not supposed to hit anymore. But yeah, so basically, if this is something that you're interested in, I would say go for it, but understand that it's not easy. Don't look at what, nobody posts the bad, you know, nobody posts the bad, everybody posts the good. So you look at it like, oh my goodness, everything is so good, and it's not always what it's wrapped up to be. But another person I follow, her Instagram name is The Wigaholic, and she's very transparent, and I love her. She's very transparent. She will show y'all months where things weren't going right, and her story is just so beautiful, and following her is also an inspiration that lets me know I can keep going. Like, one of these days it will break through. So with that being said, I know I said that a few times now, but with that being said, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any more questions that I did not touch base on, please do not hesitate to leave them in the comments, or email me, or write me on Instagram. But yeah, and also follow my hair page, my business page, my baby, what I just showed y'all. Follow on Instagram, a.monet collection, and yeah, let's see how far we go.